So you guys just showed me this. This is cool. Our buddy Jay Cadmus, just for some background, he's been listening for many, many years and he engages with the show every day. In fact, many of you that listen every day probably recognize the name. He wrote a book years ago called Ordinary Man, and he put Ethan and I in it. And then I guess he just wrote a new book called Mob Guy. And
more on page 29.
29?
Page 29 and page 245 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Very, very cool, man.
That's awesome, Jay.
See, James Patterson is going to put us in the book.
No way.
This is
Thank
great.
you, Jay. That was awesome of you,
What?
buddy.
Yeah, man. I got to read this.
Have you got it yet? Have you got to the page where he put you guys in?
No. Let's see.
It's funny, man.
Oh, here it is. The break came 6 months later. Open Switch company facing its own existential challenges. But the job put Tom and his family back on a solid financial footing. And he was grateful for the opportunity. Now, 4 years later, he was still dependent on the company for employment. But the gratitude had worn him thin. He was roused from his mental reflections by the traffic flow resuming. His attention turned to the radio, where I95 Morning Show duo Ethan Carey and Lou Milano were launching into one of the standard bits called Missed Headlines. The segment consisted of Ethan reading odd bits of news with Lou offering his comic observations over the absurd situations. Tom thought about how his relationship with Linda was much like that of Ethan and Lou. Lou was like a giant Power Ranger balloon caught in a high wind during the Macy's parade, with Ethan as the only thing keeping him firmly tethered to the ground. That's great.
Isn't that great?
Holy crap.
He's really in touch with the radio show.
It's good, man. Yeah. And then he throws me in there at the end. It must have been when I was doing turn to the page. It's
Which page?
It's look at Jay's inscription in the front.
252.
252.
All right.
So he must have written this when I was still doing afternoon drive.
Could be.
And he put in when I used to do the Spark at 420 every day. At 420.
So many words.
Puts in a mention of that in there in this. It's really cool, but he uses my real name in it.
Let's see. 252.
Bear with us. We're reading a book this
We're
morning.
reading a book.
It's something we do every day, but not in novel form.
Yeah, I just got this. I don't see it. Oh, on 251. It'll help if you
That'll
get
do
to
it.
252.
Bear with us.
Here we go. Mr. Hamilton, attorney. Tom drove intently, taking his time as he made his way across town. The radio was on in his car, tuned to a local rock station, I95. DJ Large Dave Baltrish, known as the king of the deep cuts at the station, was winding down his 4 to 7 slot by introducing the theme from Imaginary Western by Mountain. Large Dave's interesting song choices provided a welcome distraction for Tom from thinking about what he had to do when he arrived at his destination. And the announcer's deep, gravelly voice had a certain palliative effect on Tom's aching brain.
Wow.
As the final chords of the song faded and Large Dave signed off for the night, Tom pulled his car into the parking lot of the Lucky Shamrock Waste and Recycling.
That's
Holy
great.
cow. Awesome.
That's great.
He's a really good writer.
I can't wait to read this thing now, man.
Yeah.
You going to put the Patterson aside?
I've already put the Patterson aside for a while.
What, we got one book? Jay, there's 3 of us. Let's go here.
So now we're going to bitch because we didn't get enough books.
No, this is a great honor, but
It was addressed to all 3 of us. Yeah.
I can't wait to read it.
I know.
Dave's going to read it first. It takes me 3 months to read a book because I only read before I take my nap.
I'm fast, man. I'll whip that thing out in the weekend.
Yeah, and, the pages will be stuck together after I get it.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate to hear.
Well, the ego.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Reading your own name. That's my name. Oh,
Look at me.
print.
There's me. You have to turn the book into something dirty now. It's like,
Yeah, I just thought it'd be funny.
It's life.
I just thought it'd be funny. Yeah, just making jokes.
that's life. That's what all the people say.
That's right.
Okay, we got to get some traffic.
All right.
It's very nice.
Thank you, Jay Cadmus.
Yeah.
He also comes around every the holiday season with a little gift bag for us all.
Right.
Sweet guy.
Very thoughtful. and very intelligent and a good writer.
Yeah, he knows words.
Why is he listening to this show?
I know. There's a lot of smart people listening to this show.